Alright guys, today we're going to make shrimp tacos. These are beer battered shrimp. One of actually my favorite things to eat. It's really good. We're going to start off by taking an avocado. I'm going to put the knife right into the side there. And then just once it hits the seed, just let the seed guide you. Just turn the avocado. Once it goes around, it'll be evenly cut through the middle there. And then just twist the knife a little bit. It'll come out evenly. Just drive the knife into the seed and give it a quick twist. It'll take the seed out perfectly. Let's throw that in the garbage there. You're going to take a teaspoon and just go right against the meat and the skin of the avocado. Push it towards the skin and go around. You'll see how it comes right out. Again, the other half. Now I use the guacamole for a lot of different recipes, tacos, burritos, everything. So it's something that I use a lot. You'll see the skin's nice and clean, all the meat's out. Move that over. I'm going to take a plum tomato. Just cut the end off. Cut it right down the middle. And with the same teaspoon there, you're just going to go around the edge. Same aspect, cutting through the meat. Just pull the middle of the seeds right out there. And for both sides. Shake the seeds out, whatever's left in there is a little bit. We're going to julienne the tomato. Julienne basically means just cutting long strips. You could do this for carrots, any kind of vegetables. You might hear me say the term in other videos, but that's really what it means. I have to sharpen this knife. Okay, and then just chop. So we got nice little chunks. Right in there. Same thing for the onion here. I'm just gonna use a little bit of onion. I'm not making that much, so it's gonna be about 1/8 of an onion. Just gonna cut that off. Let's chop. Go over it a few times, make sure there's no really long pieces of onion in there. Make sure it's nice and even when you're mixing it up with everything. Now I like to mix, when I have a few ingredients, I like to mix them before I put anything else in there. It distributes everything nicely. It doesn't leave too much onion or too much tomato in just one area. It takes a little bit more time, but it's worth it in the end. Go ahead and put the onions in. This is Mediterranean sea salt. It's not like regular like shaker salt. It's a little bit. You got more of the larger pieces of salt in there. Has a different kind of texture. Some cracked black pepper. Just pull the lid off here. There we go. Couple twists. It's about 1/2 teaspoon. Now this is crushed red pepper. I just use the jar really. These are my own peppers that I grow during the summer. They're small little Portuguese hot peppers. A lot hotter than your regular, just crushed red pepper. Just for the extra spice. Mix that all together. Now there's one last ingredient I use here. A lot of people don't add this to their guacamole, and it just adds a little bit more taste to it, and that's going to be dill. Shake it out there. That's about a teaspoon or so. And mix that up. So the guacamole is basically done. I'm gonna make a quick salsa now. Nothing crazy, just a quick little salsa with very few ingredients. Yeah, that's all mixed up there. Can't really see it. Let me get some better lighting here and move over. There we go. See? Nice, right? Alright, now the salsa. It's julienne and tomatoes again. Throw those in the bowl there, and we're going to do some red onion again. Go over it a few times, get it nice and small. To the bowl. Add some cilantro. Unfortunately, I don't have any fresh one now. We're in the middle of the runner, so once the summertime comes and you see more of my videos, or the spring, you'll see me using a lot of fresh ingredients from the garden. Some cracked black pepper. Some salt again. A couple twists, not much of each thing, probably about a teaspoon. And then we're going to go with a little white vinegar. This is a tablespoon. Mix that all up. Nice and mix. There we go. There we go. Our guacamole and our salsa that we'll be using. I use the guacamole for a lot of recipes again, like I mentioned before. Now we're going to make the batter. Well, first the shrimp. The shrimp have been peeled already. They came deveined. Now you want to dry the shrimp out just to get the moisture off of them so the batter sticks a lot better. So I like to lay them on a paper towel there and set them aside. We'll work on the batter now. This is all-purpose flour. And that's a tablespoon. Another. Garlic powder. Tablespoon of that. Old Bay seasoning. I love to use this for fish recipes. And I'll shake that in there. That's about a tablespoon also. A little pepper. Salt. Mix the dry ingredients up. Usually like to do this before I put anything wet in there. Distributes everything evenly. 1 egg. Let me beat this first actually before you want to make sure that you beat the eggs first before you put them into any dry mixtures that you have. So it doesn't get all clumpy, it's a lot easier to mix after. It's fresh egg there from the chickens. Mix that up. Once that's nice and beaten, you want to make sure it's got a nice consistency. There's no lumps of anything in there. We'll add that directly to the dry ingredients. Now we're going to add some beer. This is a Sierra Nevada tumbler. It's a brown ale. You could use any kind of beer really. This just adds a little bit more color to it and a different kind of taste. Let's put that in. That's about a little under half a cup. Just want to make sure you have enough in there to not make it too thinned out, but not so thick either. You'll see that I'll have to add a little bit more in here. Just stir, make sure you're breaking up the chunks. You don't want anything clumpy. There we go, a little bit more. Now we're about half a cup. We'll save the rest for drinking while you're cooking. It's fine. When the batter is done, take your shrimp. It should be fairly dried out. Dip. Now in the fryer over there, I have just a oil. It's already on medium-high heat. I don't have a direct degree for it, but that's corn oil. So you just drop those in there after dipping them. Have to turn the fan on so you don't get the whole frying smell through the kitchen. Now these are about a dozen shrimp, so if you were making more, you'd want to pull the original ones out before you put the rest of them in, just to make sure that you don't overcook them. But with 12, they could go in at the same time. Nice and quick. Let's clean that up. Right. The shrimp fried for about 5 minutes there. So you just lift it up so you make sure you drain the oil off of them so they're not all greasy. You're going to take your guacamole. That's a flour tortilla, small one, nice and soft. Spread some guacamole on. Flatten it out. With a pair of tongs here, you're going to pull the shrimp out, add them right to the top of the guacamole. See how nice and brown they are? Nice and crispy on the outside, delicious on the inside. Just put them evenly over the guacamole there to hold them in place. Take your salsa. Drizzle it right over the shrimp there. And you could put sour cream or whatever else you want on top of there. I just didn't have any at this point. Just add a little bit more guacamole to the edge there. Move that over. Take a toothpick to keep it together there, so it's not all flat. I mean, this is just for presentation purposes. You could just throw them right on top of the plate if you wanted to. Another tortilla, same thing. And that's it. You have your beer battered shrimp tacos. Delicious meal. Hope you enjoy it.